Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah, Akadash, Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly refers to as God. Yahweh Shai being the true name of His only begotten Son. I'd like to say double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstones. Salutations to the sincere Akim that pushed this truth in all due diligence and sincerity. This is going to be a quick lesson on the woman and the fact that the woman, really and truly, even though she's going to buck up against it, should be subservient underneath the man. This is an exhortation to brothers to make sure that you never pedestalize a woman. Make sure that you let her know her position, man, which is underneath you. And if that woman bucks up against it, remember that Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, you endure in this faith. You are her one chance at salvation, meaning that without you, unless that woman is of the elect, she dies, man. You know, scripture says that if they shall be saved through childbearing. A lot of these women out here are literally going to be saved from bearing the children of the elect men, man, being in relationships with men of the elect. Now, are there elect women? Yes, of course, far and few between, especially in today's age, but there are women of the elect also that are going to be delivered. But the majority of these what's out here, these so-called women, man, if you can even call them that, man, they're going to have to suffer the destruction, you know, firsthand. They're going to have to feel the fire because the Lord's going to kill a lot of these women. 1 Corinthians 14 and 35. Let me start from 34 actually. Facts 33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Yeah, so that's straight into the point. I don't need breaking down. Let your women, yeah, and that goes women across the board, keep silence in the churches. For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. You know why that writing is there? Because when women start talking, confusion occurs. Gibberish starts being uttered. Even my own woman, man. Like, I've got a woman I've been with for 3 years or some change. And man, every time she opens her mouth and tries to say something philosophical, stupidity comes out, man. Like, you know, I'll deal with her because I'll say, if I can even say most of the time, sometimes she's amicable to deal with, man. But she's a dodo head, man. Like Apostle Rakar would always say about these women. She's an absolute dodo head, confused. 1 minute she's saying X, next minute she's saying Y. Then she thinks 1 plus 1 is 3. Like, her logic is irrational, man. But that's a woman, emotional. She literally looked me in the eye today and said, my emotions change 500 times a day. But that's those demons jumping on the bitch, man. And it acts up in all sorts of different ways. And a woman is one of the vices that Satan will use to get you, man. Unless, you know, you're on your P's, you know, you got your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Gotta be careful around these women, man. Because they will get you to subtly lose your way. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under the obedience, as also saith the law. And this was the time period in which, we had gone off and we were in captivity under the Romans, but we knew we were Jake. Israel knew who they were, man. And the Apostle Paul, every Christian loves Paul, right? You know, he's writing here that women shouldn't be talking in churches. But you'll have these same Christian churches with women pastors and women evangelists, and women are going out there trying to bring men into the church. All kinds of fuckery because they're going off. Yeah, these churches are not about the word of Yahweh, they're about filthy lucre and their own gain, man. It says here, and if they will learn anything, so if a woman wants to understand the book of Jeremiah, Daniel, Revelations, Genesis, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for women to speak in the church. Now, you read that today, people will lose their minds. Oh my God, you're misogynist. You can't say that. The sisters and all of that. Yeah? Listen, I'll read it again. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for women to speak in the church. Yeah, the woman is underneath the man, man. Yeah, and Yahweh Shai on top of the man. That's the order. that Yahweh Shai set, man. In fact, 1 Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. You know in the Apocrypha, it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin. What is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. The woman was the first to transgress the law of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because like I said, they bring nothing but confusion, and in their mind is pure gibberish. Like all they do is, pardon my French, chat absolute shit, man. But these women are absolutely bugged out, man. Hella confused, hella demonic, and in all honesty, man, their ways just ain't right, man. And that's why the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, one of the many reasons why he cursed them with birth pangs, man. In fact, let me finish this verse off real quick. It says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity, with holiness, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety, man. So there's conditions to it as well, you know. Real recognize real. And at the end of the day, what you also got to remember is the law plainly, man, set there, precipice from Genesis, the 3rd chapter, and the 16th verse. In fact, let me start from the 6th chapter here. Sorry, the 6th verse right here. Genesis 3, and let me start from verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. So this was basically the knowledge of good and evil, yeah, that Satan, in the form, you know, and the spiritual demon, Satan, was basically given unto the woman. You shall not surely die. For Yahweh doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So he was saying, listen, you're going to be on a higher plane. You're going to broaden your horizons. You know, that kind of satanic, demonic rhetoric. Knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and it was pleasant to the eyes, dainty things, you know, the niceties, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So basically, both of them got down because the woman was basically subjugated to wickedness, and then she basically passed on the fruit to her husband, man, and he ate also. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. But, you know, and going into the main point here, verse 16, unto the woman, he said, these are curses that they were going to have to undergo for basically going off against the Lord. I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So read that again. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. That's birth pangs, modern day terminology. That's hence why certain women even die giving birth to children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. See, Eve caused her husband to go off, man. And I'm telling you, in today's society, a lot of men go off and do off things over women, man. Men that die over women. Wars are fought over women. You have situations where a lot of men are in prison right now over women. Yeah, because what you gotta understand is women, man, are a vice, and they will destroy you if you give them the opportunity to. Proverbs 31 and 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink. You know. Now, you gotta understand is like these women, man, giving your strength unto them will absolutely crumble you. Absolutely crumble you, man. Look at what happened to Samson, man. Like all of that line he was doing to Delilah and his wife beforehand. Yeah, he gave Delilah the secret to his strength, and she set him up, man. Those Philistines came through, they poked his eyes out. They had him in their temple unto their gods, only because the Lord had mercy on Samson, man. One final time and restored him strength to pull those pillars down, was he able to decimate the Philistines, man. But the lion set him up, man. Absolutely set him up. And you have a situation whereby in today's modern day world that we live in now, a lot of men out here are willing to give up their crown for a woman. You got men out here claiming to be in the truth, committing adultery, man, sleeping with brothers' wives in camps. You got individuals out here literally flat out simping for women, man. Putting themselves in compromising situations, I'll put it like that, over whores, man. Where in all actuality, man, these women ain't shit, never been shit, ain't gonna be shit, man. Even in the kingdom of heaven, man, the least man is gonna be greater than the woman, than the most ordained woman, man, because it's just the way that it's been set up. The man is essential. The Israelite man is needed in order to bring the nation back. You could have no Israelite woman and just one Israelite man. And through that man's seed, man, eventually the entire nation can be brought back, man. That's how vital the man is in comparison to a woman. Why do you think there's no tribe of Dinah, even though that she was the sister of the 12 patriarchs? Because a woman cannot carry forward seed, man. Hence why whenever you read of the family lines, it's men, the patriarchs, man. All the patriarchs, like you read through the book of Chronicles, for example, which is pretty much the history of the different family lines, right? Might be First Chronicles. Yeah, see? It goes into it. The generations of Adam, and it gives you all the sons. Even from Adam all the way down to Shem, Ham, and Japheth of Noah. Yeah. In verse 4, Shem, Ham, and Japheth after the flood, and then it gives you the breakdowns. Noah, his 3 sons, and their 4 wives got saved. The scriptures don't really go into the lineages, the identities of those women. Neither does it go into their lineages. You know why? Because they are not. I mean, of course they were important for bringing forth children, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not the important figures to be focused on. Your family line is decided by your fathers, man. Numbers 1 and 14. I knew it was 1 and 14. 1 and 18, so you had it to where Israel was numbering their warriors, right? And then Numbers, the 18th first chapter and the 18th verse is going to tell you how they differentiated the men. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the 2nd month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. And the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. But what you gotta understand is those men identified themselves by who their family line originated from. Like like XYZ, I don't know, like Ahira, son of Enan, Ellipsa, son of Dual, Pagel, son of Okran, etc., etc. Ahiezer, son of Amishadai. And that's how these men identified themselves, man. Not by who their mothers were, who their fathers were. Because ultimately, the 12 patriarchs, in order to be from the 12 patriarchs, you need to be of the family line, of the father's side, yeah? So one of the 12 tribes, patriarchs, man. So in order to be an Israelite, you need to descend from your father's side of the line, from one of the 12 patriarchs, not your mother. Because at the end of the day, man, who your mother is does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Hence why in King David's family line, you got Ruth. Ruth was a Moabite, but guess who the men were? They were all Israelites. Hence why King David ain't mixed race. He ain't he ain't quarter caste. you might have been fairer skinned, because of the mix in the nations, but ultimately the seed, the Ras of the gene, yeah, it goes back to that of an Israelite, man. And understand, like I said at the beginning of the lesson, whether your woman's an idiot and she don't want to listen, or if she's the type to give you attitude and problems, that woman needs you to survive. You are the diamond, you are the jewel in this situation. Understand that without the Israelite man, these women ain't shit, and they ain't ever gonna be shit. Yeah. The Israelite woman will be, given powers. She'll have maid servants and all of that. But without the Israelite man, come on, man. It's pointless. You gotta understand, ancient women of old would ride out, would want to die if they couldn't have children for a man. They pray to the Lord to open their womb up. Here it is, we live in 2024, and the birth rate's declining, and these women are out lonely, old, and ragged out. These women are demons, man. 2/3 of our people are absolute demons, and the women, man, they're gonna get it, man. In Ezekiel the 9th chapter, it tells you maids and women are gonna get got. A lot of these women, even my own woman, man, she best be careful, because I'm telling you, man, ultimately speaking, if it's up to the Lord, man, she ain't gonna make it, man. Potentially, like, I pray how about Sharatazar, like, she gets right, but ultimately it's the Lord's decision. But the way my woman goes on, sometimes I think, if the Lord willing, the Lord save me, how about Sharatazar? But the way you go on, sometimes I just don't know. Like, she's up into this paganistic Christian shit. She's hypocritical as fuck, argumentative. But that's these women for you, man. Yeah, you shall have trouble in the flesh. The Apostle Paul said it. He even said, went as far as to say, like, he'd rather stay a eunuch, man. Like, listen, if you ain't married, basically, I'd rather not that you marry, man. But if you burn, then you burn. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm telling you. It's difficult out here dealing with these women, man, especially in this modern age. But understand, as a man, you are the prize. You remember that you are the prize. Even the heathen knew that. That's why Xerxes made an example of his wife and got Esther in there when she started to go off and ignore his command, man. Understand who you are in this thing. You are the prize, Israelite man. Yeah? Kwame Yasha. And ultimately, man, if a woman's going to be saved, let her do right by you. And if she don't do right by you, then fuck her, man. Let the Lord Yahweh destroy her. And that's that. Shalom. Kwame Yasha.